Okay, so I've been getting a lot of questions about like pages just in general. And for those of you who know me, I'll give a little intro because I know some of you are on Dara's team and may not know me that well. But I have been coaching for almost 2.5 years now, and my like page has kind of changed my business. So recently I've been getting a lot of questions about my like page, and I did a training for another coach just in general about branding. And I realized as I was going through it, it's really not specific to like pages. It's really, everything that I'm going to talk about branding in general is totally, transferable to your regular page if you don't have a like page. Same thing if you use a different platform like Instagram or something. Being your own brand, it doesn't matter what platform you're on. So with that said, I'm going to share my screen. And again, so we're just going to talk about defining your brand. And this doesn't have to be in terms of growing your like page. It can also be just in general and gaining trust and looking like that professional as opposed to just the, mom working out in a dirty living room. So this is how are you separating yourself from all the other Beachbody coaches out there. And like I said, I'm going to run through really quickly just a little bit about my story because I think it's interesting in terms of context of like pages and just in terms of context of where I've gone on my journey. So like I said, I've been coaching for almost 2.5 years. From month 1, I have been all in and hit Success Club 10. With that said, I started with less than 500 friends on Facebook. So I did not have a huge social media presence. I really did not use Facebook very much. I didn't even get Facebook till after I was out of college. Like it just was not a big thing for me. I didn't have any kids or anything. So there was really just not a real reason for me to use it. So when I started, I had to build my entire network. Last year, I was an elite coach, and the year before that, I hit Premier. So for me, I knew from the beginning, once I started this business, that I was all in. We talk about non-negotiables, and my non-negotiables were, I'm going to hit SC10 every month, no matter what my network looks like. When I started, I was working a full-time corporate job. I was working, 40 to 60 hours a week. My background is in mechanical and aerospace engineering. So I was working crazy hours. And again, I didn't have any kids, but my job took up a lot of my time. In the course of these 2.5 years, I have moved cross country 3 times. All of those times I've actually driven cross country with our 2 dogs. I got pregnant, I was put on bed rest, and I had a new baby. So my point with kind of all of this is we all have trials and difficulties and busy in our life. We're all busy no matter what our busy looks like. And I think a lot of times people use busy or I don't have a large social media presence as excuses for not growing their business. And I am here to tell you that those are just excuses, right? I didn't have a social media presence and I had my busy. And 2.5 years doing anything, we're all going to go through things, right? Just yesterday, David left for France and we found out David's uncle passed away and the contingency on our house was pulled off, which is great, but it means I have stagers coming back. Every day there's something, right? We always have reasons for doing or not doing something. So just kind of put that in your mind. I definitely, and my team, will tell you, and you guys know from being on these team calls, I think as I've grown with my business, I've become much more just no nonsense because I've really seen how simple this business can be. And so that's what I want to talk about in terms of branding is how simple it can be to brand yourself and how these little tiny changes can really make a difference in, you know, how people see you. I mean, this photo of me, this was, I think I made this into an ad and got some coaches out of this. There's nothing spectacular about this. It is my iPhone on a selfie stick with a timer in my kitchen. Like nothing, but it's nice and light and bright. And so that's what I kind of, you know, want to start talking about. And in terms of my like page, so for those of you who, you know, follow me or know kind of about my like page, I actively started working it last summer. I was pregnant and I was on bed rest. So most people would not say you can grow a like page as a health and fitness instructor while on bed rest with a huge belly. But I'm here to tell you, you can grow your business at any point in your life. You just have to do it. I will also say that I did take training. So I paid $300. I took the Jesse Regan like page social team builder training, I guess is what he calls it. There's all different trainings out there. For me, that one worked because it taught me how to run ads, and it taught me, it kind of shifted my thinking from I'm just that average Beachbody coach to no, I'm not, I'm a business. And again, you can think of yourself as a business owner, as $1 million earner, whether or not you have a like page or not, and you should. So with that said, you are your brand. This is literally just these photos are just a screenshot from my like page when I went to photos. This is what people see, and this is my brand. So Sam is falling over right now. He is my son. There you go, Bambino. He is a huge part of my business. He has to be, right? Because I'm here alone a lot with Sam. So he's going to be in my photos, and I need to figure out how to make him part of my business. And so you'll see, there's Sam. I have my Shakeology, personal development. Some of these are coaching ads, and some of them are not. But so go take a look. Even, you know, forget like page. Go look at your personal page if that's what you're using, and look at your photos. Do they have a similar feel to them? Can you tell, hey, Bambino, what, you know, your brand would be? For me, my photos, I also always try to make them really light and bright. So you're never going to see like a super dark photo in any, well, you shouldn't, from any of my photos that I post. Yeah, that's you. You are the fonts that I use. So I'm really consistent if I add wording onto my photos, that I'm using the same fonts, that I'm using the same colors. Again, you are now a brand. So if you think of like Victoria's Secret, right? They have the pink and, you know, their font, like the black and their font. And you know, when you see an ad from them, you know what they look like. You want to get to that point. You want to get to the point that when people are scrolling Facebook, that they stop on your photo because they know it's yours and they know that you add value, right? So people choose to follow my like page. People choose to be friends with you. You hopefully are adding valuable content to their life every single day. If you are, when they see your photo, they're going to be more likely to stop because they know you have that value-added content there. Same thing with video formats. So, you know, I use Pick, Play, Post, which I know a lot of you guys use to do the collage type videos. And then I also use iMovie. And in iMovie, I try to, once again, use the same font on those videos. So when you are looking at your Facebook page, go after this call or tomorrow and do an audit. Is it cohesive? Are you a brand? Would people recognize you? This link down here, I don't know if you guys have taken it. It's just a really quick brand quiz, and it's just kind of fun, and you just answer some questions. But in the end, she just gives you some fun like colors and fonts and, you know, maybe some things that would resonate with you in terms of you and your brand. And, you know, in the end, she wants you to buy stuff, which I've never bought, but I think it's a great way to start thinking of yourself as a brand. And you can take it several times. You'll probably get some different results, but you can kind of pick and choose them. And again, it is a mental shift. So there's nothing that I'm saying in this call that's probably, none of it's new to you guys, right? I truly think the difference is shifting from, well, I am just that, average Beachbody coach. Why would someone choose me over to someone else? To, no, I am a top coach and I have huge value to add to people's lives. And that for me, and again, fake it till you make it. I have said that from the beginning of my business. I mean, Jamie, I think she's on this call, she was on I think Jamie joined me 2 or 3 months in, and I was running my own team calls with 2 people. Why? Because I was a leader and that was my team. And I wanted to take my selfie or take my screenshot and say, just did my team call, right? I wanted to be that leader and I wanted people to see me as that leader. So, think of yourself as $1 million earner already, or think of yourself where you want to be, and then create that, right? Why do we follow people on social media? Why do I follow these fashion bloggers? They're not any different than you and I, but it's because they have a very curated look to their profile. I want to be like them. I want to wear the clothes they wear. And that sounds silly, but that's what you want. You want people to want to be like you. You want people to want to work out with you. You want people to say, oh, well, what's that Shakeology? And I will also say, I get coaches who say, well, I'm not at my ideal weight. Once again, that's awesome. You guys, you don't have to be at your ideal weight. You don't have to have that perfect life. And if you look at my page, I talk all the time about not having a perfect life. And I've actually made that part of my brand, the imperfection of motherhood and the daily struggles. So find your voice, find your brand's voice, and it doesn't have to be perfect, but you do want to look professional. Who are you talking to? This was huge for me when I took the training. And I know we talk about this, we've talked about defining your avatar in other trainings. But I was having a hard time without having kids, feeling like I was narrowing down my market. I was scared. I came from a place, I needed more PD, right? Because I was scared that I wasn't going to reach enough people. And that's not the right mindset. The right mindset is when you speak to the right people, you will find them. So I should have been speaking to those young professionals who are working 60 hours a week, don't necessarily have the time or want to get to the gym on top of that. And maybe after those long hours, they're going to too many happy hours. But I was scared to alienate other people and scared that would hurt my business. And in the end, by trying to speak to too many people, I never really connected with anyone. And so I struggled to find a cold market. So, this post, I don't know how many times I say new mom. And that's the other thing. Saying that I talk to moms, that's not specific enough. I am talking to pregnant and new moms. I'm not talking to the moms with kids who are in, preschool or kindergarten or elementary school. I'm not, because you're not trying to fit in a 30-minute workout during your kid's 30-minute cat nap, right? I am talking to those new moms who are struggling to refine that balance in their life. And so I say that here. I talk about breast milk and I talk about breastfeeding, right, guys? These are super specific people. So best nutrition with my milk supply, new moms going through similar struggles, new moms, all of this. Healthiest, happiest, strongest mom I can be. Community of moms. I say it over and over and over and over again. And it may seem like overkill, but when you're talking to people in your cold market, and your cold market, if you're on your personal page and you're adding people who you don't really know, they're kind of warm/cold. If you don't know them, you need a way to connect with them. And so really reiterating that avatar over and over and over again is what is going to connect them to you. So there are trainings, if you guys haven't seen, I think it's Katie Hefner has an avatar training. Let me know, and I'll post her training. But you should be defining who your avatar is down to their age, their education level. I mean, everything. It should be super, super in depth so you really, really know who you're talking to. Okay, so what are you the expert on? For me, I felt most comfortable talking about fitness. And that's just because I grew up as a gymnast and just physically strong. And so I definitely felt more comfortable talking about the fitness side than the nutrition side. So this top video of me, like with my big old pregnant belly, that, it's not pretty, guys. Like, no, I don't, want you to think that sometimes this stuff's super, super easy. But that big old pregnant belly is connecting with people. And so I just put together a quick fitness circuit. These fitness circuits that I put together, you guys, just use the Beachbody videos and take like 3 or 5 moves out of your workout that day. Or go in with on-demand and all access. Almost every program has the extra 10-minute abs or 15-minute abs. Go use some of those and make an ab circuit. People love those, and Beachbody's already made them for us. Go use, Fitness Magazine or Shape Magazine or whatever. And so that's how I'm finding a lot of my circuits. And that's what I've made myself the expert on. When people come to my page, they know to expect fitness circuits, right? That's what they are joining my page for. That's what they're following me for. And same thing with you, even on your personal page. If you are the expert in something, say it's nutrition. If you go live with, some quick tips about your dinner that night, people are going to follow you. They're going to follow you for the recipes that you're posting. We follow different people for different reasons. So make yourself the expert on something. Make people think of you when they want, a pregnancy workout video or a new mom and baby workout video. Personal development's another one. If that is like your thing and you can inspire people, have people come to your page because they're going to be inspired. Entrepreneurship. Melanie Mitro has 2 like pages, one geared towards coaches and entrepreneurs on how to grow a business, right? So she's branched out beyond fitness. So find what you feel like you're the expert on and start, creating that content. And then that becomes your targeted free content. Again, that's what people think of. I do not just post about fitness, right? Because nutrition's a big part of it. And then Sam's a big part of it. My daily life is a big part of it. But people know that fitness and my fitness circuits are kind of the extra thing that they're going to find on my page that maybe they don't find on someone else's page. And then look like a professional. So I get asked this question a lot. So what are your favorite social media tools? Microsoft Selfie is awesome because it'll help make your skin look glowing and beautiful, help with those blemishes and all of that, just make you a little bit more put together because I take the majority of my photos without makeup. Photo editor I use as well. You can change the light on your photos. You can sharpen your photos. You can use contrast. So I don't just use a general filter. I edit each photo, for the light or whatever that is needed. Splice. This is what I use to edit my videos. So I get asked that a lot. How are you editing your videos? So guys, again, don't make things harder than it needs to be. So this is get a selfie stick, and I have a tripod, but I used to just stick my selfie stick in between my couch cushions. Put your camera up there, press record, run in front of it, do your workout, run back, press stop, and then you can use Splice to cut off the beginning and end. And that's it. It's super easy. Video Shop I use only if I need to lighten the color on my brighten my videos. Other than that, I just use Splice for editing, and it's easy. Pick, play, post. I know most of you guys know that. That's where I do your collages. Word Swag is what I use to put words on photos. Now, guys, you don't have to put words on photos. And I've started doing this less and less. if you decide to put words on photos, again, think about what font you're using and think about what colors you're using. Make it so that when people scroll by your photo and they see those words, they know that it is you, right? Or don't use it at all, right? But I started using that right when I started, and you know, it is a good way kind of for people to distinguish your photos from others. Although I think more and more people use it now. And then iMovie, so I don't really use iMovie on my phone, but I do use it on my computer. So every computer, whether you have a Mac or a PC, obviously has the movie editing software. So I will just airdrop my videos and do iMovie on there. The other thing that is great, this is my remote, right? I have my selfie stick with my remote, because I do think it makes a difference when every photo isn't just a selfie photo, right? It looks more professional, like the one in my introduction page. I mean, all I did was use it. You can use a timer or you can use a remote. With a baby, I find the remote easier to catch a smile. But other than that, you can just use a timer on your phone. And then ring light. So for like, yes, I know, for like $10, right, baby? For like $10 or $11 on Amazon, you can get a little like ring light that clips onto your phone. And again, it just helps your lighting a little bit. So, you know, these are all really simple. I think everything but Splice and Word Swag are free. In the beginning, it might seem like, oh my gosh, this is taking so long. But I do all this editing, again, from my phone. I do it. Thank you, Sam. Yes. I do it, you know, while breastfeeding. I do it while in line at the grocery store. So I don't want to let this overwhelm anyone. You know, it shouldn't overwhelm you. Just know these are options out there to help make your photos look a little different, make you a scroll stopper, and make people, you know, see you a little bit differently than the other Beachbody coaches out there. Because I think that's a concern, you know, as a new coach, you're like, well, why would someone choose to work with me, you know, over someone else? And I do believe that if someone goes to your profile and sees a really professional profile, that they're going to feel more comfortable working with you. Yes. So I think that's it. I was trying to make this quick. I'm so bad at making things quick, guys. All right, let me stop the share. I can unmute you guys. Or actually, you can unmute yourself. Do you guys have questions? Can I answer anything for you guys?
I have a question, Holly, really quick. My dogs are barking. What selfie stick? You said the selfie stick, but I've never used a selfie stick before, but my brother gave me one. And it's like, it was crappy and it broke like in 2 seconds. So what's a good one?
Yeah. So I bought like 5 selfie sticks before I bought this one. And literally this is it's a $15 selfie stick. So we're not talking like big investment. This is by UR Power. This exact one I don't think is on Amazon anymore, but it's like steel and like legit, like, I mean, it is like huge. Like it's as tall as I am, and it's like super strong because it's like nice and thick. So yeah, check Amazon. Yeah.
There's one on Amazon that fits the 7 iPhone, and it comes with like a remote and everything and a tripod. So I was thinking about getting that one, but I wasn't sure if it was gonna be flimsy like the other one. It's $15 as well.
Yeah, this was 15. It didn't come with the tripod, but it did come with the remote. So yeah, and it just has like the little, you know, extension to fit in everything. So
all right.
Yeah.
Hi, Sam.
Yeah. Yeah, and I know you guys are probably, I mean, I know you've heard a lot of it. I just think it's good to reiterate and really think of yourself as a brand and think of yourself as that $1 million earner. You know, so I literally look at photos and I'm like, would Lindsay Matway post this? Like, Lindsay Matway's like my chat. I'm like, would Lindsay Matway post this? Probably not. So I probably shouldn't post this, you know, like I have those moments. So, you know, think of yourself. You will be as big as Lindsay Matway. And just believe that.
There are times I'm like, you know, I'll like write a whole post and I'm like, nope, this is not good.
I have those moments. And I like start a post and then I'm like, get all off track. And I've had moments too, which is very interesting, where I'm tired and in like a negative place. And then my post starts coming off really negative and complaining versus like inspiring. And I've I've literally gone back and like posted, and 5 minutes later, I'm like, I've got to delete that. And again, yeah, so it's also, exactly, it's about the content that you put in those posts, and watch your mindset when you're posting. I have to be really careful on days that I haven't had a lot of sleep to really watch where my mind is.
I have a quick question too.
Yeah.
So I know you target moms, new moms and stuff like that. Do you ever get people that aren't moms? Because I'm running into that issue where obviously I could relate to more to moms because I have a new baby, but a lot of my friends don't, and they're joining it with me because I just started. So
yeah, definitely. I definitely do. And I think that's also the difference between, right, like your personal page and my like page. So my like page, like I'm running ads targeting new moms. On my personal page, you know, I think you could address that. One of the big things that I like to do when I get like Shakeology concerns is write a post about it. So, you know, maybe write a post about it and be like, hey, like, you know, yeah, I work with new moms, but I'm also working with, or like, my challengers are killing it, you know, and we are new moms and single, or, you know, corporate professionals, and kind of point out all these different women that you're working with, and do it.
Yeah, because that was a concern, because I do want to target new moms, but I was also afraid, like you said, to narrow it down too far, I guess, because a lot of my friends aren't new moms. But then again, I know I'm not going to just target my friends for.
Right. But yeah, but in the beginning, I mean, when you just started, yeah. And I think saying, you know, these programs are amazing and they work for anyone, you know, it's great for that 30 minutes for the mom, or the crazy work, you know, the single girl who's working crazy hours, or whatever, you know, whoever you're kind of looking to target, you can do different posts and kind of talk about them that way.
All right.
I think it was all great reminders, Holly. I don't feel like it was repetitive. I feel like I was like, oh man, I need to go check my like page and see what my photos look like. So I thought it was really helpful information. And this is like a way bigger investment, but if you really think like videos is going to be a big part of something you do, I have like the whole ring light stands, and I can take a picture of that. But the lighting, we moved into this house last May, and the lighting is like, there is literally nowhere in my house to like, it's just horrible. And so I just made that investment because I also knew I was going to try to start building my like page. And anyways, so just that's like, again, definitely a bigger investment, but you could, again, Amazon ring light or whatever. And definitely start with the one with your phone for $11.
Yeah, the one behind me is like the bigger one.
Oh,
yeah.
There you go. Yeah.
And I did the cheaper one too. I mean, I think it was like $80 or something. I didn't invest like the $300 one, and the $80 one has been great.
Yeah, looks great. So I think I just wanted to say that. And otherwise, always great info, Holly. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. And next week, guys, we're going to open it up and discuss the income surge. So if you guys have not been watching those income surge videos, they're incredible, and they literally can change your business, and they should change your business. They should be changing how you are adding coaches to your team, where you're placing your husband, where you're placing people underneath your husband, inside, outside legs. I mean, I know it can be a lot and it can get confusing, but it's huge for your business and for your future income. So make sure to watch those videos. I know I have not caught up on all of them, but I'm planning to get caught up this weekend. And then next week, come prepared with your questions. You know, we can, if you want to message, you know, myself or Dara ahead of time, we're happy to, you know, kind of look through your downlines too. So we can be kind of prepared to maybe answer some more specific questions. But I think income should be something that we talk about and that we know about. You know, we talk a lot about, we're here to help people, but we're also here to help money and to make money. I mean, we're all putting a lot of time in helping people so that we can help ourselves and our family. And I think we need to discuss that more and really understand that. And that the income surge has been invaluable for me too, in terms of just setting up my business and forward thinking. So next week, just come prepared with questions, and we'll be discussing the income surge. Amy?
Feels like my hero. I love her.
Yeah, there's a lot of info in there. There's a lot, but it is really good. And it's the top coaches who, you know, are making the $1 million earners, so they know what they're doing. Yes. All right, guys. Well, thank you very much, and have a good night. And we'll talk to you guys next week. Bye.
Bye.